This is Sunday, August 18th, 2019, Mid-Atlantic Weather Weekly Outlook. We'll start with the weather maps for the next 3 days. So this is today. This is a stationary front that's just kind of been here, kind of washing itself out and providing a lot of moisture into the region. So when showers and thunderstorms have erupted, they've been very good rain producers and also had a lot of lightning. Now localized, there's been some pretty heavy rain. There's one out in Reston last night. Had some beautiful pictures and things that I saw around the area. And scattered around the areas, any storms that do develop because of just the nature of the atmosphere right now, they could be severe locally. They'll be slow movers because there's not a lot of air movement, and that's kind of what you're seeing. In general, though, hot, sticky air mass. You can expect the next 3 days to be very hot and humid with high temperatures in the 90s, heat index values in the 100 and 105 degree range. In areas that are even more humid along the coastal regions, you're going to see even more. So there's a little bit of a jump ahead there. There's some lee side troughing. That just means is that there's the chance, due to the ways that winds work together, that you could have some thunderstorms. That's what you're seeing here show up on Monday. That's tomorrow. Another hot day with a lot of temperatures in the 90s. And then on Tuesday, we'll see that trough still remaining. And basically anywhere in the area, there could be showers and storms. So this will continue, actually, honestly, into Wednesday, although there's a better chance of rain Tuesday evening, overnight, and Wednesday, as well as Thursday, as a front's going to slowly make its way through and finally relieve the heat and humidity in some parts of the area coming late in the week. And so to represent that pretty quickly, here is a zoom out. Here's that trough that we saw before. Here's a cold front and the cooler air that's behind it. So we see it advancing. Here we are looking on Thursday as that front's approaching. There's a wave of low pressure along it. We can see some rain, obviously, in the areas. And then finally, as we get into Friday, eventually here, the front will have cleared. So we can imagine there may be some strong to severe storms here in this area. We're going to have to watch that. And then as we go into day 7 into Saturday, looks like it's going to be a beautiful weekend shaping up. With this high position and easterly winds, I can see there being moisture, quite a bit of moisture and cloudiness down here in the southeast. But as you go a little further north, you're going to see much nice, really much drier, and could be shape up to be a really, really nice weekend next weekend. And to give you that look at things, here is Sunday. That's today. Again, we see the 90s pretty much area-wide. And then we go into Monday. Again, very similar. Maybe probably a touch bit hotter in areas up in this region. Heat index values, obviously, can get up into the 100 to 105 degree range in these mid and upper 90 areas, which includes even all the way out here into the Shenandoah. And especially areas in this region near the coastal regions are going to be very, very humid. So you can imagine heat index temperatures topping 105, 106, maybe even higher in some locations. Temperatures remain very warm or hot, I should say, on Tuesday. Again, we're seeing a little bit of coolness starting to seep in here from the west. Of course, you get the mountain influence, the cool in those temperatures, making that feel much, much nicer. But really, on Wednesday, I don't see that much difference. Continued mid-90s, low to mid-90s. Maybe not as hot as what you saw Monday, Tuesday in some regions, but still really, really hot. It's not until Thursday when we can see the influence of the front here in the west. Still pretty hot out here east of the front. Again, I mentioned that this is going to be providing a lot of fuel for potential showers and thunderstorms. I suspect we'll have to watch for some strong and severe weather as this potent front comes through. Because what you're going to see temperature-wise is on Friday, things really cool down. I mean, places up here in the north that we're seeing the mid and upper 90s are now in the low to mid 80s, much more bearable. Even some of these mountain regions, look at that high is only in the 60s. So you can see quite a bit cooler. You can see 80s infiltrating all the way down. That front seems to get hung up here in North Carolina, so we'll look at the precip here in a second, but you can imagine it's going to be much different. And this is all the way out to next Saturday. And you can see the 80s up here in the north. Again, far, far south, you're getting up to near 90. Again, I think there's going to be a lot of moisture here, even up against the mountains, so I'll have to see what that looks precip-wise here in a moment. And here's a real quick look at the precipitation. You see that scattered showers and thunderstorms will cause some showers and some precipitation over the next 24 hours. That's just valid in through the next 24 hours here. Hold on real quick. Realized I was missing some key information here. You can see the amounts down here in the bottom. So if we go a little further out and we look at the next 2 days, again, the scattered showers and thunderstorms kind of come into play. We do see some coastal influence. There is a coastal low or a disturbance going off the east coast that has caused a lot of rain over here in South Carolina, and areas actually been dry, so it's not bad. But it's going to move on out. But you can see the coastal influence there of that rainfall. And then as we go a little further out, now we're seeing the influence of the rain. So this was actually through Friday, so this is a 5-day forecast. Now you can see the influence of the front coming through, and we're seeing quite a bit of rain here in the Mid-Atlantic. There is a lot of moisture there, so getting wrung out of the atmosphere, you're going to see quite a bit. And if we go for the total, the total days, now we see an influence of the front getting hung up here in North Carolina, accumulation of more rain. So good areas of rain, needed rain, by the way. There's been a lot of dry patchiness in these regions. We still see some areas that could stay dry, but this is pretty scattered around, maybe a little more smoothing of where we've seen rain, but where scattered showers and thunderstorms do exist, there could be quite a bit of rain and a lot more locally than what you even see here, so don't be surprised from that perspective. And here's a real quick look at that disturbance. A 30% chance of development into something tropical over the next 48 hours or even over the next 5 days. I suspect this will be a quick mover and we're not going to see development. Honestly, other than that, things are really calm out here in the Atlantic. Things really haven't turned favorable for tropical systems. And even though we look like we're going to cool down some more towards normal temperatures, as you see in the 6 to 10 day outlook, and the longer range outlook, if I can get it to work here, you can see that there's a tendency towards warmer than normal temperatures. So definitely kind of a short-lived, cooler type weather scenario. But anyway, that is kind of the outlook for the next 7 days and a little bit beyond, obviously in the 8 to 14 days. We'll see a front eventually get here by Wednesday, Thursday time frame, bring much cooler temperatures to a lot of the region. It's going to get hung up in the Carolinas and cause a lot of rain down there. The moisture on the East Coast is partially associated with that low pressure system that's going to move out. And then we're going to see that front get hung up down to the south, but really nice conditions to the north. In Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, West Virginia for, it looks like, next weekend. So though temperatures may ride in the mid and upper 80s at that point in time, low humidity will make it feel much, much nicer. And that was Mid-Atlantic weather outlook for Sunday, August 18th for the next 7 days through the 25th. Stay cool if you can. Stay indoors. Check on the elderly. Make sure people who are outside get enough fluids, and have a great week.